When was the last time that you showed up with just raw authenticity and honesty of the woman that you are? When was the last time that you felt enough in doing so? Really think about that because boldness isn't about being audacious. It's not being the loudest woman in the room, but it's about owning the room when you step in it because you know that your presence is purposeful. Hey girl, hey, welcome back to Build Your Bold. My name is Dr. O, your host and bold coach, and I'm so happy that you decided to join me today. It is the beginning of the year, and there are so many podcasts that you could be listening to, so many YouTube videos, and I'm just so grateful that you decided to show up today to chat with me, to spend some time planning for the new year, to set your intentions, and to just be present because the world is busy and it pulls your focus in 1,010 different places, but you decided that this was important enough to give it a listen and to take the time to really indulge into this content on how to be bold, how to improve your confidence, how to get to your next level and your next chapter. And that is exactly what Build Your Bold is all about. That is exactly what this episode is about today. And I want to just start by saying thank you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for sharing this podcast. Thank you for cheering me on and letting me know that this podcast is good because for a while I really didn't think that it was. I questioned every word that I put out there and I did a whole bunch of retakes and I went back and forth regarding which episodes were good enough to put out and which ones set my own expectations, and all it really did was set me back, my impact, my leadership, my ability to show up. It continued to hinder it the more and more that I chipped away at the authenticity of it, and the more and more that I tried to make it fit into this cookie cutter podcast that sounded like Mel Robbins or Rachel Rogers. But I now know that I don't need to sound like anyone. I just need to be Dr. O, and that's enough. So today I actually don't have a script out or a topic or a theme or a bullet point scratched on a sticky note like I usually do. I actually planned something on my laptop and apparently I recopied the same outline twice. Which is hilarious. And you know what? I'm not even stressing it. It's 7 o'clock in the morning before I have to go into my work shift. And listen, I know that whatever I say to you today is exactly what you need to hear. And I prayed before coming onto the mic today. So I know that God is working. Amen and amen. When you don't have a script in life, it challenges you to really dig deep and to show up as who you are beyond the surface level. When was the last time that you did that, sis? The last time that you made a LinkedIn connection and you actually had a genuine response to their DM? Or when someone asks you how you're doing and you don't just give them the surface level, I'm good, but you really tell them, nah, I'm actually in a season of becoming. I'm actually looking to go for a promotion. I'm actually considering pivoting into a new lane or challenging myself to further my expertise. When was the last time that you showed up with just raw authenticity and honesty of the woman that you are? When was the last time that you felt enough in doing so? Really think about that because boldness isn't about being audacious. It's not being the loudest woman in the room, but it's about owning the room when you step in it because you know that your presence is purposeful. You know that when you deliver that presentation on Monday, you've practiced enough. You've rehearsed your lines. But not only that, You know your stuff, and you're confident in that fact. When you are able to show up fully in that meeting, when you are able to raise your hand and deliver an idea that you don't necessarily have all the way figured out, but it's itching in the back of your minds, and you know that it would be so great, and you know that it would be life changing for the company that you work for, but you feel this sense of fear and this alarm go off, like everyone in the room is going to look at you differently, or you're going to have to be responsible for the outcomes of what happens when they implement that idea. And you don't believe that you're good enough. You don't believe that your ideas, your thoughts, your beliefs are good enough. And so you don't raise your hand, or you raise your hand and you play it safe, something that is already worked out, already figured out, and very surface level, already heard of, already implemented before, but just slightly different. This is actually in one of the chapters of my book, and I'm not one of those authors where I have all of them memorized yet, but I talk about in Born Bold how you not being able to show up in your bold brilliance doesn't just affect you. It affects generation after generation that come after you. It is a massive rippling effect on the world, the very world as we know it. Because the more that you hide, the more that you shrink, the more that you mask your true self, and you continue to play by this script, this shell of a human that you've grown to deliver to others because they accept you that way, and it's safer that way, and you don't feel naked in who you are. You're covered, which then means you're safe. The more that you do that, the more that you limit your capacity, your potential, your brilliance. And not only does that just limit yours, but it limits your daughters, your nieces, your friends, your cousins, your great granddaughters years from now. All of the women and the girls that look up to you, you then give them permission to stay small, to hide their true selves, to cage their core from the world. Today, I challenge you to do the opposite. I challenge you to step into this new year, 2026, not wanting to look like a supermodel, because who doesn't? Not wanting to earn a promotion or a raise, not wanting to research a new business idea that you have for hours and hours. But I want you to think about what it would look like for you to be more of you in 2026. What it would look like to finally be able to breathe at the end of the day because you're not exhausted from masking who you truly are, from dimming your boldest brilliance. Who is the woman that gets to stand forward as you, but with her soul's notch turned up from 2 to like a 12? What does that look like? How does she act? How does she move and carry herself? This is the L of the bold method. Lean into your future self. All of the goals and the aspirations and the ideas that you have for 2026, you've already created your vision board from the last episode, but the last key factor is you are already her. And because you're already her, the only thing that you need to do is envision yourself as that woman. Give yourself permission to be that woman. And if you can't find it within yourself, I'll give it to you here. Listen, sis, I give you permission to make 2026 your boldest year yet. And when I say bold, again, I don't mean loud. I don't mean in your face. I don't mean the loudest woman in the room. What I mean is presence. Fully being present in your logic, your expertise, your genius, your skill sets, your gifts, because the world isn't waiting for you. It's going to move on, and you will be left behind. The women that I work with in my coaching programs, they are already brilliant, but there is a piece missing, a huge portion of their truest selves that they are hiding from the world. And once they unlock that, once they unleash that, their lives are forever changed. They get $20,000 promotions. They get 5-figure deals in their business. They show up to the meeting and they speak their mind. And that is what gets them recognition from their bosses. They go after different careers that are better aligned with their passions, like traveling the world while also being an occupational therapist. This is what boldness looks like in real time. And now it's time for you to find that within yourself, to apply these same principles of the bold method within yourself. If you're listening to this, it is not a coincidence. Go ahead and download 3 bold shifts that you can incorporate starting today to finally step into your light, to finally unleash your power, your voice, to find the confidence that has been waiting to be unleashed within you, to step into your next level this year, boldly and confidently. The link is in my bio. And if you're really feeling bold, grab my book, Born Bold: How to Shatter Self-Doubt and Unleash the Power Within. That is what 2026 is about this year. It's not about earning. It's not about pushing. It's not about becoming someone new. It's about becoming more of you. See you in the next one. Bye. If this episode shifted something in you, share with a friend, leave a review, and make sure you're following the show. Remember, your next chapter isn't waiting. It's yours the moment you choose to build it boldly. And if you're ready to step into it with clarity and confidence, head to theboldmethod.co and let's build it together, sis. See you in the next episode. Bye.